I have tremendous respect for our next presenter. He's been as funny as it gets in movies for 25 years. Caddyshack, Stripes, Groundhog Day, Ghostbusters, they're all classics. And tonight, he's here as a nominee for Best Actor. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy to present a fellow Saturday Night Live alumnus, Mr. Bill Murray.
Four days into shooting, certain members of our Tokyo crew politely asked if they could quit the film. They did not feel that the director knew what she was doing. We were politely refused. We continued to follow her and her devoted cameraman, Lance Accord, up and down back stairs, service elevators of a five-star Tokyo hotel in the middle of the night, stealing shots and a little piece of the heart of Tokyo. There are still some of us who feel that director should have been replaced, could have been. Would have cost us 1 week. We could have, picked it right up again. Tonight she becomes the first American girl ever to be nominated for Best Director and her film for Best Picture. She's an American girl. The story of a lost man and a forgotten woman who find each other on the other side of the world. Lost in translation.
For relaxing times, make it Centauri time.
カットカットカットカットカット本当に分かってんなんだとぼけちゃって。これはサントリーの響きだよ。高いんだからサントリーの中で一番。もっと高級な気持ちでね。日常的なお酒じゃないんだよ。
Could you do it slower?
最高な気持ちで。
More intensity.
From the Oscar-nominated film Lost in Translation, please welcome Scarlett Johansson.
Believe it or not, I have been wearing makeup for 35 years. No, not really. The art of makeup has been used to transform performers for centuries. And this award was first introduced in 1981 to honor those who make us look glamorous or gory or both. The nominees for achievement in makeup are
The ring is mine.
Richard Taylor and Peter King for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Prepare for battle!
Edward Enriquez III and Yolanda Toussaint for Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World.
Let's fly!
V. Neal and Martin Samuel for Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Agreed.
And the Oscar goes to Richard Taylor and Peter King for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
This is the first Academy Award and nomination for Peter King. This is the fifth nomination for Richard Taylor, including his nomination and win tonight for costume design. He has won an Oscar 4 times.
God, it's scary up here. I'd just like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank New Line. I'd like to thank Peter, Fran, Philippa, Barry. I'd like to thank all the team back in New Zealand who worked so hard for such a long, long time. I'd like to thank my gorgeous wife, Sarah, for being there every night with a glass of wine when I got home, and thank my gorgeous daughter for just being gorgeous. And thank you.
Marjorie Hamlin, Dominique Till, who looked after our on-set prosthetic applications for so many months, Jason Doherty, who manufactured over 10,000 of those prosthetics to be applied, Gino Acevedo, the gentleman within our company that looked after the work for so long, the cast that had to wear it all over all those months. I apologise for the rubbery feet and funny noses, but cheers to you all. Thank you. Thank the Academy and Tanya. Cheers.
Please welcome Sandra Bullock and John Travolta.
Thank you for that. John, what was the first movie to ever have sound?
Why, Sandy and fellow students, that would be Al Jolson's The Jazz Singer from 1927, the first Hollywood film to incorporate both sound and dialogue.
I did not know that.
Well, that's why you have to come to rehearsal. You see, I learned many a fun fact by getting here before my co-presenter.
Mm-hmm. You were early. Yeah, you were early. That's all right. Okay, the nominees for achievement in sound mixing are Andy Nelson, Anna Belmer, and Jeff Wexler for The Last Samurai.
Send these foul beasts into the abyss!
Christopher Boyes, Michael Semenuk, Michael Hedges, and Hammond Peake for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Paul Massey, D.M. Hemphill, and Arthur Rochester for Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World.
Stop blowing holes in my ship!
Christopher Boyes, David Parker, David Campbell, and Lee Orloff for Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Can he be written?
Andy Nelson, Anna Belmer, and Todd A. Maitland for Seabiscuit.
Eventually.
And the Oscar goes to Christopher Boyes, Michael Semenuk, Michael Hedges, and Hammond Peake for The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
This is the first Academy Award for Michael Semenuk, Michael Hedges, and Hammond Peake. Christopher Boyes is now a 3-time Oscar winner.
Thank you to the Academy. Thank you to the amazing Peter Jackson for an incredible journey. Barry Osborne, Fran Walsh, and Mark Ordesky.
Everyone at New Line Cinemas, Jody Levin, Ethan Vanderrine, Michael Hopkins, David Farmer, and the entire sound crew. We couldn't have done it without you. My wife, Sherry, my 3 kids, Nicole, Jordan, and Joseph, I love you.
Thanks. Yes, and I'd like to thank my wife, Joanne, and my family, and all of the guys and the team at Park Road Post-Production. Back in New Zealand, we've done a great thing here, especially Sue Thompson and John Neal.
Thank you to the production crew. Thank you to my wife and kids. And lastly, thank you to the people of New Zealand. Stand up, take a bow, you make us proud.
Yes, yes. New Zealand.
So, any fun facts about sound editing you want to impart, Mr. Know-It-All, to your students?
I think you're just jealous of my knowledge of the sound industry.
Oh, that's right. You made that movie Blowout, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. All right.
The nominees for achievement in sound editing are
All hands down!
Richard King for Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World.
Everybody hold on!
Gary Rydstrom and Michael Silvers for Finding Nemo.
Mine!
Christopher Boyes and George Waters II for Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
And the Oscar goes to Richard King for Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World.
This is the first Academy Award and nomination for Richard King.
I'd like to thank the Academy for this incredible honor. My crew, Linda Yaney, Andrew Bach, Michael Mitchell, Hamilton Sterling, Hugo Wang, Michael McGill, Chris Flick, Gary Hecker, Bob Kaiser, Laura Graham, Monique Salvato, John Fasol, and Eric Potter. Everyone at Fox, especially Jeff Harlacker, our brilliant picture editing department led by Lee Smith, my good friends and fellow sailors, Paul Massey and Doug Hemphill. And most of all, I'd like to thank our captain, Peter Weir. Your vision is honored here, Peter, and I was thrilled to be along for the ride. Thank you. And finally, I'd like to dedicate this to my beautiful wife, Sue, my son, Sam, and to the memory of my mother, who will always be in our hearts. Thank you.
It's now official. There is nobody left in New Zealand to thank. I say they're going to start over and just double it up. I guess that's what's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, with a very beautiful and special presentation, Academy Award winner Julia Roberts.
Hello. Traditionally, at the Oscars, we take a look back at the artists that our community has lost. This year, we lost a true legend, Ms. Katharine Hepburn. When one thinks of her, one immediately thinks of her irrepressible spirit, her swaggery confidence, but mostly her indomitable sense of humor in the roles she played and in her own life. Who else would say of her craft, acting is the most minor of gifts and not a very high-class way to earn a living. After all, Shirley Temple could do it at the age of 4. Yeah. She was also a pioneer when it came to fashion. At a time when it was really quite radical, she wore pants and became so famous for it that when Barbara Walters once interviewed her and asked her quite pointedly, "Kate, you always wear pants. Do you even own a skirt?" Hepburn replied, "I have one, Miss Walters. I'll wear it to your funeral." Oh, yeah. An original, a classic, never to be replaced, always to be remembered. Katharine Hepburn.
My name's Eva Lovelace, my stage name. You've probably never heard of me because I'm just starting.
What are you trying to make me out as?
Tracy, what do you fancy yourself as?
I don't know that I fancy myself
When
as
I read you're going to marry Kittredge, I couldn't believe it. That's why I'm here. How in the world could you even think of it?
Because he's everything you're not. He's been poor, he's had to work, and he's had to fight for everything.
Oh, David!
Susan! Hold the gun, Susan!
Good heavens, Miss Harding, you've been in an accident?
Shame on you, Alma. What a way to talk about marriage.
May I remind the court of the words of the poet Congreve?
The poet
Heaven has no
Congreve,
language
right,
like
poet.
love to hatred turn, nor hell the fury of a woman's scorn.
You know what I'm going to do? For luck?
No.
Give you a great big kiss.
We made it!
Hip, hip, hooray!
Oh, we sure put one over on him that time.
You know, all my life I've stayed at parties too long because I didn't know when to go.
Now with you, I've grown up. I think I do know when to.
And that it was exactly the same type of cheap quack who first gave you the medicine, and you never knew what it was until it was too late. I hate doctors! For God's sake, Mama.
Even when I was with him, even with me, he would sometimes be frightened, but I would know when and what of. I'd reach across the table to him and touch his hands.
I like the way he looks, as if he's got something to say, but he won't say it. I like the way he tucks his thumbs into his belt. But that doesn't mean I want you to go out and lasso him for me.
Until today, I would never have believed that I could say such a thing. But when she fights you, and for what it may be worth, I'm going to be on her side.
For these 10 years, you've lived with everything I've lost and loved another woman through it all. And I am cruel. I could peel you like a pear, and God himself would call it justice.
Well, that shows you know more about the Lord and his good book than you do about men.
That's my good fortune. I know enough about men to have steered clear of them.
Listen to me, mister. You're my knight in shining armor. Don't you forget it. You're going to get back on that horse, and I'm going to be right behind you, holding on tight, and away we're going to go, go, go.
I don't like horses.
Coming up, Naomi Watts, Alec Baldwin, and Oprah.
My lord, I'm back from Padua. I just like the music. And now it is my pleasure to introduce one of the great American success stories, an Academy Award-nominated actress, a brilliant, charming, talented person. She can do just about anything. She even wrote this introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Oprah Winfrey.
I love a great movie. With Dennis Lehane's Mystic River, a gripping literary portrait of violent lives, hidden demons, and a horrific tragedy in a working-class Boston neighborhood, was turned into an Oscar-nominated film through the efforts of director Clint Eastwood, and an amazing ensemble of some of the best actors and actresses in the world. Mystic River is a movie about rage and revenge, of loss of innocence and loss of hope, of families split apart and families reunited. Long after you've seen the movie, the images it conveys and the emotions it evokes stay with you.
Hold him back. Hey, hey, take it easy. That's the father. Hey, take it easy.
there! Is that my daughter in there? Is she in there?
Get off me!
Son! Is that my daughter in there? Is that my daughter in there? No! 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 Oh, God!
Please welcome Academy Award nominee Diane Lane and John Cusack.
The documentary filmmaker takes a look at real life. And in the case of the documentary short subject, that look is brief, but no less important.
The nominees in the category Best Documentary Short Subject are Asylum, Sandy McLeod and Ginny Redeker. Chernobyl Heart, Marianne DeLeo. And Fairy Tales, Katja Esson.
And the Oscar goes to Help! Chernobyl Heart, Marianne DeLeo.
This is the first Oscar and nomination for Marianne DeLeo.
Thank you. This is an amazing honor. I feel you're also honoring the people of Chernobyl who are suffering the effects of radiation still 18 years later after the world's worst accident at the reactor. I could not have made this film without Adi Roach. She's up there. She heads the Chernobyl Children's Project, and they are saving lives every day. Adi is a true hero. Sheila Nevins from HBO has been a wonderful mentor, and she's an amazing woman, and I wouldn't be standing here without her. It's not easy to stand here. Dr. William Novick also saves the lives of children in Belarus and all over the world with the International Children's Heart Foundation. Angie Kenny is also here. She's my friend and worked on the film, and I want to thank her. I want to thank John Custodio, Rogelio Velasco. I want to thank my mother, who's here with me tonight, for, she's smiling back there, for everything. My father, who's home in Pearl River, for being there for me, all my brothers and sisters. I have a big family. I won't name them all, but they're all here, and I love them all, and I thank them for their support. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Best Actress nominee Naomi Watts and Best Supporting Actor nominee Alec Baldwin.
A good documentary can open your eyes to what is already right in front of us. Films like Harlan County, USA and Common Threads.
Tonight's nominees are of an eclectic subject matter, but no less thought-provoking or provocative. Here are the nominees for Best Documentary Feature. Balseros, Carlos Bosch and Joseph Maria Domenech. Capturing the Friedmans, Andrew Jarecki and Mark Smerling. The Fog of War, Errol Morris and Michael Williams. My Architect, Nathaniel Kahn and Susan R. Baer. The Weather Underground, Sam Green and Bill Siegel.
And the Oscar goes to The Fog of War, Errol Morris and Michael Williams.
This is the first Academy Award and nomination for Errol Morris and Michael Williams.
This thing is heavy. I'd like to thank the Academy for finally recognizing my films. Thank you so very, very, very much. I thought it would never happen. I'd like to thank my very good friends at Sony Pictures Classics, Michael Barker, Tom Bernard. No one would get to see this movie without them. My two producers, Michael Williams, Julie Alberg, couldn't have made the movie without them either. My long-suffering editors, Charlie Silver, Brad Fuller, and Karen Schmier and Doug Abel, thank you also very, very much. And believe it or not, Robert McNamara, with whom, if he hadn't done it, there would have been no film. 40 years ago, this country went down a rabbit hole in Vietnam, and millions died. I fear we're going down a rabbit hole once again. And if people can stop and think and reflect on some of the ideas and issues in this movie, perhaps I've done some damn good here. Thank you very, very much.
I can't wait for his tax audit. Scary times. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the moment you've all been waiting for. But first, the president of the Academy. Here he is, a weapon of mass sleep induction. Oh, take it easy, would you please? We'll all go down that rabbit hole together. Academy Award winner, Frank Pearson.
Well, I just hope that I don't ruin his show. Gregory Peck. Someone once said that Gregory Peck had a face that belonged on money. Atticus Finch. And sometimes Atticus Finch seemed, and Gregory Peck seemed like one and the same person. The character Atticus, the lead character in To Kill a Mockingbird, was once named as the greatest American movie history Williams, where are you when I need you? Was the great hero, American movie hero of the 20th century. He was noble, wise, fair, determined, living, loving, and courageous. Gregory once said of Atticus that he put everything that he had into that role, all his feelings about everything he had learned in 46 years of living. Feelings about racial justice, inequality, lack of opportunity. And he continued to fight those social crimes in the 40 years that he had left to him. He made 59 films, many of them among the great films of his era. He won an Oscar for playing Atticus. He was president of this Academy. He produced this show, and with his wife, Veronique, he was a leading force in too many causes to mention. In a year when we have lost too many of our brightest stars, we take this moment to honor a man who not only played legends on screen, but lived his life with dignity, decency, and grace.
Now, gentlemen, in this country, our courts are the great levelers. In our courts, all men are created equal. I'm no idealist to believe firmly in the integrity of our courts and of our jury system. That's no ideal to me. That is a living, working reality.
Please welcome Academy Award nominee Sting and Academy Award winner Phil Collins.
All night we've been in the best musical hands possible, thanks to our conductor Harold Wheeler and a great group of talented musicians.
To capture the essence, style, and the mood of a movie, and then translate that into music, is the genius of the film composer. And the nominees for the Best Original Score are Big Fish by Danny Elfman, Cold Mountain by Gabriel Yared, Finding Nemo by Thomas Newman, House of Sand and Fog by James Horner, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King by Howard Shore.
And the Oscar goes to Howard Shore for Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Including his nomination this year for Original Song, this is Howard Shore's third nomination and second Academy Award.
Oh, it's incredible. Just breathe a bit. Many thanks to the Academy. I'd like to share this Oscar with all the amazing musicians and great vocal artists who played on this piece. Special note to Annie Lennox, Renee Fleming, Sir James Galway, Ben Del Maestro. I was incredibly inspired by Tolkien's great work, Peter Jackson's visionary filmmaking, great writing of Fran Walsh, Philippa Boyens. Elizabeth, my darling, I love you. Thank you for your love and support. May, for your wonderful encouragement. All the people who have helped us through this making of these films, Bob and Michael, Paul and Laurie, Barry Osborne, Rick Porras, Sam and Mike, Ronald, Jean-Jacques, I thank you, Robbie Kearns, Mark Wilshire, and, of course, Stephen Einhorn. Thanks so much. Thank you, Academy. Thank you. Wonderful.
Please welcome Julianne Moore and Pierce Brosnan.
If there were no editors in the world of movies, each of the nominated films would be 6 hours long, and the multiplexes would go out of business.
Not only that, if there were no editors, Julianne and I would not know when to stop talking about this award. The nominees for achievement in film editing are Danielle Resende for City of God, Walter Murch for Cold Mountain, Jamie Selkirk for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Lee Smith for Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, William Goldenberg for Seabiscuit.
And the Oscar goes to James Selkirk for The Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
This is the first Academy Award and nomination for Jamie Selkirk.
This is certainly a great honour. Thank you to the Academy. Thank you, Peter and Fran, for giving me the opportunity. It's fantastic to be involved in such a fantastic production. Thanks to New Line for putting up the cash to get it going on the start of the trilogy. Thank you to my lovely wife, Anne, and my two boys, Damon and Brad. They've been really supportive over the last 6 years on this job. And thank you to all my great editing team. You know, they're always the people who get left behind, and they're actually a really fantastic team. They, especially Andy Collins and Jen Horvath and Peter Scarrett, Jenny Vile, Joe Priest, Mark Hawthorne, and Brett and Ian and Michelle and Dave and Heather. They're all a fantastic team. Thank you very much.
Do you know that people are moving to New Zealand just to be thanked? I feel strange up here. Call me Ishmael. Just call me anything. She doesn't have power, Jim. Our next presenter spent the early part of her career just screaming at Michael Myers in the Halloween movies, and this year she made us scream with laughter. Please welcome the star of Freaky Friday, Jamie Lee Curtis.
One of my favorite movies of the year was A Mighty Wind. Yes. I loved it because it was hilarious, it was moving, and most importantly, because it was directed and written and acted in by my husband, Christopher Guest. Performing A Kiss at the End of the Rainbow, written by Michael McKean and Annette O'Toole, from the film A Mighty Wind, please welcome Mitch and Mickey.
Thank you. On drums, I went away there for a second. 2, 3, 4.
Oh, when the veil has lifted and the fairy tales have all been told, there's a kiss at the end of the rainbow, more precious than a pot of gold. In tales of ancient glory, every day and night there shall be joined when the quest is over, and the kiss is the oath that they swear. And when the veil is lifted and the fairy tales have been told, there's a kiss at the end of the rainbow, more precious than a pot of gold.
My sweet, my dear, my darling, you're so far away from me. Though an ocean of tears divides us, let the bridge of our love span the sea.
your kiss. There's a kiss at the end of the rainbow. More precious than a pot of gold.
And here to perform the title song, Belleville Rendezvous, from the Oscar-nominated The Triplets of Belleville. Please welcome Betty and nominated composer Benoit Charest.
I won't finish my life in Tombouctou. Jigsaw time, my lips are turning blue. I like to be wrinkly, utterly wrinkly, wrinkly like the triplet from Belleville. Don't want to end my days in Acapulco, stiff as a board and dancing tango, tango. My love must be twisted, utterly twisted, twisted like the triplet from Belleville. Come on, girls. Swinging Belleville rendezvous. Marlon dancing doobie-doo. Voodoo, cancan, balita-boo. Belleville swinging rendezvous. Don't want to end my days in Honolulu, singing like a bird is deja vu. My waltz to be has one, every bit has one, rough, rough as a triplet from Belleville. Oh, come on, girl, just sing it now.
Coming up, Charlize Theron and a musical performance by Will Ferrell and Jack Black.
Welcome back. You know, it's always wonderful to see new, hot, young, funny actors emerge in movies. And when I say funny, I mean scary and threatening to my career. So please welcome everybody's favorite elf and rock and roller, Will Ferrell and Jack Black.
The nominees for Best Original Song are from the Triplets.
Our next presenter is nominated for playing a hitchhiking serial-killing prostitute. Great, just what we need, another hyphenate. Ladies and gentlemen, the most beautiful monster you'll ever see, Academy Award nominee for Best Actress, Miss Charlize Theron.
Tonight's nominees for Best Foreign Language Film come from places as varied as Canada, Sweden, Japan, the Netherlands, and the Czech Republic. But the beauty of this award is you don't have to speak the language to get the meaning of a great film. The nominees for Best Foreign Language Film are The Barbarian Invasions from Canada, Denis Arcand. Evil from Sweden, Mikael Hofström. The Twilight Samurai from Japan, Yoji Yamada. Twin Sisters from the Netherlands, Ben Sombogaard. Gelari from Czech Republic, Andrei Trojan. And the Oscar goes to, from Canada, The Barbarian Invasions, accepting the award, the director, Denis Arcand.
This is the first Academy Award and third nomination for Canada.
We're so thankful that Lord of the Rings did not qualify in this category. We'd like to thank the Academy. We'd like to thank the co-producer Fabienne Vonnier, Victor Louis, the Canadian, French, and Quebec government for their support of the film industry. Thank you, Agnès Montré and Miramax. Thank you, Harvey Weinstein, for putting your heart behind this film and shining the light on this. We really like to share this with you and share it with the actors and the technicians who worked so well on this film.
It's over.
Go, 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 go.
Time's up. My time's up, as usual.
Thank you, everyone. Merci beaucoup à tout le monde.
Please welcome from Kill Bill, Uma Thurman, and from Cold Mountain, Best Actor nominee Jude Law.
The lights go down, the film begins, and suddenly you're there.
The cinematographer gives us a front row seat to worlds we only imagined. The nominees for achievement in cinematography are Cesar Charlone for City of God, John Seal for Cold Mountain, Eduardo Serra for Girl with a Pearl Earring, Russell Boyd for Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, and John Schwartzman for Seabiscuit.
And the Oscar goes to Russell Boyd for Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World.
This is the first Academy Award and nomination for Russell Boyd.
I have an Australian accent. I'd like to thank the Academy and a wonderful cast and crew. If I could mention my entire camera crew by name, I'd be here all night, but they did an absolutely wonderfully supporting job for me and for Peter and for the whole production. Also, I'd like to thank Pat Murray, my gaffer, and Kristen Treller, my key grip, Anne Murtha and Larry Mirish, and to Duncan Henderson, who steered the ship some of the time. He was a great, great person to work with. And most of all, to Peter Weir, who provided extraordinary inspiration to all of us to give of our best. And to my family, Sandy, and my boys. Thank you very much.
Coming up, Tobey Maguire, Tom Cruise, and the awards for Best Directing and Actress in a Leading Role.
She started out her career playing the baby boy in the famous christening scene in The Godfather. Now she's a grown woman nominated for Best Director. Talk about range. And he's a 5-time Oscar winner. Please welcome the only 64-year-old man and 32-year-old woman in Hollywood not dating each other, the Coppolas, Sophia and Francis Ford.
Sophia, I always wanted you to be part of the family business. To take a story that comes from another, to keep true to his or her vision and adapt it into a great screenplay takes a unique gift only a few writers possess.
The gift my father speaks of was in abundance this year. Some extraordinary writers took some wonderful stories and helped bring them to life on the movie screen. The nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay are
Robert Pulcini and Sherry Springer Berman for American Splendor, based on the comic book series American Splendor by Harvey Pekar and Our Cancer Year by Harvey Pekar and Joyce Brabner. Braulio Mantovani for City of God, based on the novel Cidade de Deus by Paulo Lins. Fran Walsh, Philippa Boyens, and Peter Jackson for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, based on the book by J.R.R. Tolkien. Brian Helgeland for Mystic River, based on the novel by Dennis Lehane. Gary Ross for Seabiscuit, based on the book by Laura Hillenbrand.
I have the pleasure of announcing the Oscar goes to Fran Walsh, Philippa Boyens, Peter Jackson for Lord of the Rings.
This is the second Academy Award tonight for Fran Walsh, and first Oscar for Philippa Boyens and director Peter Jackson.
Okay, we grew up loving these books. We had no idea that we were going to go grey trying to make them into movies. And we have so many people that we need to thank, but the first person we absolutely must thank is Professor J.R.R. Tolkien. Without him, we wouldn't be standing here. I want to thank my parents, John and Jane Boyens, who gave me those books to read, my wonderful brother, David, my sister, Nikki, my beautiful children, Callum and Phoebe, and Ken Cummins, Barry Osborne, Howard Shaw, thank you so much for everything that you've done for us. Most of all, I want to thank these two people standing behind me.
Thank you. Thank you, New Line Cinema, Mark Ordesky, especially for all your script support along the way. And we want to say hi to our kids, Billy and Katie, for putting up so much with Mum and Dad working on this film all their lives. They're only 7 and 8 years old. And I especially just lastly want to thank our wonderful cast who just got their tongues around this rather awkward text and made it come to life with such emotion and passion and heart. So thank you very, very much.
He's been a spider and a jockey. From Best Picture nominee Seabiscuit, Tobey Maguire.
In Seabiscuit, 3 broken men find each other and a second chance through a racehorse who is unaware of his own limitations. The 3 men, Charles Howard, the owner, Tom Smith, the trainer, and Johnny Red Pollard, the jockey, are put to the test and given one last chance to rewrite their own and one horse's legacies.
It's not my fault, not this time.
I told you, look out for Rosemont.
I thought I had it.
You stopped riding.
I couldn't see him.
What the hell are you talking about? He was flying up your tail.
Yeah, well, I can't
What?
see out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Academy Award-winning couple, Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon.
A father's lesson bestowed upon an estranged son, an Irish family building a new life in the U.S., a chance meeting between a middle-aged man and a young woman, immigrants caught up in a world of desperation, and a father whose son happened to be a fish.
The nominees for original screenplay are Denny Arcon for The Barbarian Invasions, Stephen Knight for Dirty Pretty Things, Andrew Stanton, Bob Peterson, and David Reynolds for Finding Nemo, Jim Sheridan, Naomi Sheridan, and Kirsten Sheridan for In America, Sofia Coppola for Lost in Translation.
Oh my gosh, and the Oscar goes to Sofia Coppola for Lost in Translation.
This is Sofia Coppola's first Academy Award. This win makes her family the second three-generation Oscar-winning family. The first was the Houstons, Walter, John, and Angelica.
Thank you. I can't believe I'm standing here. Thank you. Thank you to the Academy for giving me this honor. Thank you to my dad for everything he taught me. Thank you to my brother Roman and all my friends who were there for me when I was stuck at 12 pages and encouraged me to keep writing. And the filmmakers whose movies, I have to breathe. The filmmakers whose movies inspired me when I was writing this script, Antonioni and Wong Kar-wai and Bob Fosse and Godard and all the others. And every writer needs a muse. Mine was Bill Murray. Thanks to my mom for always encouraging us to try to make art. And thank you to Bart and Ross for helping make my script into a movie. And thank you to everyone at Focus. Thank you.
When we come back, the Oscar for Actress in a Leading Role. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tom Cruise.
This year's 5 nominees for Best Director come from 3 different continents. They include Academy veterans and first-timers. Their projects ranged from a low-budget movie shot in 27 days and an epic that took several years to complete. But as different as they all share one thing in common: an incredible talent for filmmaking. The nominees for Achievement in Directing are: for City of God, Fernando Meirelles. For Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, Peter Jackson. For Lost in Translation, Sofia Coppola. For Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, Peter Weir. For Mystic River, Clint Eastwood. And the Oscar goes to Peter Jackson. Lord of the Rings.
This is the second Academy Award tonight for Peter Jackson, including his nomination this year for Best Motion Picture and Adapted Screenplay for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. This is his 8th nomination.
Thank you.
Wow, look, thank you so much for the Academy and for all our... You're giving us an incredibly overwhelming night, and we just appreciate it so much. Bob Shea and Michael Lynn, God, you did the most risky thing that I think anyone has ever done in this industry, and I'm so happy for you that it paid off. Your collaboration and your partnership and your support just gave me the most incredible working experience of my life. To Barry Osborne, our producer, thank you so much, Barry, for just being there every day and supporting us. To our wonderful cast, our wonderful crew in New Zealand, everybody that made my working day so enjoyable. It was just there when I needed it to be there, and the actors were just doing such a wonderful job. And I just want to thank two very special people that when I was 8 years old, I made films at home on a Super 8 camera that my mum and dad had bought for me. And they supported me all through the years, and they died in the last few years. They didn't see these films made. So for Bill and Joan, thank you. Thank you.
And he's wearing shoes. Some good news, they found Nemo. The bad news, he's in one of Wolfgang Puck's puff pastries. Thanks for that, wherever you are. Please welcome last year's Best Actor winner, Adrian Brody.
Don't worry, they have me under a restraining order. Two of this year's nominees, Diane Keaton and Samantha Morton, have been here before. The other three, Keisha Castle-Hughes and Charlize Theron and Naomi Watts, are each enjoying their first nominations. The nominees for performance by an actress in a leading role are Keisha Castle-Hughes in Whale Rider.
Except I know Yokoro, he did the same thing with me.
Is that why he's so hard on you?
Yep, pretty much. Because I can't be what he wants, eh?
Me neither.
Diane Keaton in Something's Gotta Give.
Do you know what this is?
No.
Sorry, Brooke. How's that for impervious, huh?
You're killing me.
I just wish that it had lasted more than a week.
Samantha Morton in America.
It's your fault. You should have taken the gate down. You're hiding him. I want to get Frank. I want my baby.
Calm down.
Where is he? I want Frankie. Where is he?
Easy now.
Doctor! No, it's your fault he fell down the stairs. Why didn't you take the gate down? Why didn't you take the gate down?
Charlize Theron in Monster.
My last John, all right? I've killed my last John. I was raped and was gonna get killed. But I didn't want to lose you, and all I could think about was how for the rest of your life you'd think I'd stood you up. And I didn't want to die thinking that maybe you could have loved me.
Naomi Watts in 21 Grams.
I'm gonna kill Jack Jordan. I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch.
Slow down. Like, just slow down.
Slow down. Slow down. While I what? Huh? While I what? Take it easy! My husband and my little girls are dead, and I'm supposed to take it easy! I am paralyzed here!
And the Oscar goes to Charlize Theron from Martha.
This is the first Academy Award and nomination for Charlize Theron.
Oh, this has been such an incredible year. I can't believe this. Hey, I don't have a lot of time. I have to thank my incredible director, Patty Jenkins. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All of our producers, Brad, Clark, Megan, Mark, Donald, Sammy Lee, everybody at Media 8, Bob, and everybody at Newmarket. Thank you so much for working so hard on this film. My incredible, incredible leading lady, Christina Ricci, who I couldn't have done this film without. You are truly the unsung hero of this film. I have to thank our entire crew, Tony G for transforming me so incredibly. Every single person who worked on this film, I couldn't have done it without you guys. My incredible manager, J.J. Harris, who have represented me for so long now, and you've always believed in me. I can't thank you enough. My friend, Steve Warren, my lawyer, thank you so much. Yes, I know, he's my friend. Heidi Schaefer and Amanda Silverman from PMK, my guardian angel, Beth Kono, my producing partner, Megan Riley Grant, and if I'm forgetting anybody, please don't kill me. And I know everybody in New Zealand's been thanked, so I'm going to thank everybody in South Africa, my home country. They're all watching tonight, and I'm bringing this home next week. And I have to thank my incredible partner in crime. You're one hell of a partner to have. Thank you so much for standing by me. And my mom. You have sacrificed so much for me to be able to live here and make my dreams come true. And there are no words to describe how much I love you. And I'm not going to cry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
When we return, the Oscar for actor in a leading role will be given to one of these outstanding performers. Johnny Depp, Ben Kingsley, Jude Law, Bill Murray, or Sean Penn. And also coming up, Steven Spielberg and the winner for Best Picture. Stay tuned. Please welcome last year's Academy Award winner for Best Actress, Nicole Kidman.
A passionate romantic, a grown-up bad boy with a temper, an older commanding patriarch, a pirate, and a man in a midlife crisis. For women, these are the 5 stages of dating in Hollywood. For Oscar, they are the characters created by 5 extraordinarily talented actors. The nominees for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role are Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Shoot. Pirate. Move away. No. Please move. No! This shot is not meant for you.
Ben Kingsley in House of Sand and Fog.
For 4 years, we have lived a life which you could not afford and spent almost everything to marry Soraya with a good family. This apartment alone has cost us over $140,000 in rent. And what of Ismail's university education? Soon you will have nothing. And then you will see what it is like to walk in the shoes of the gypsies.
Jude Law in Cold Mountain.
Ada, I want to marry you. If you have.
And there's some religion where you just have to say, I'll marry you.
I'll marry you. I'll marry you. I'll marry you.
Bill Murray in Lost in Translation.
I don't get that close to the glass until I'm on the floor, you know. How's this?
Yes. You are a movie star. Yes.
Yes,
Movies,
I
like
should be
movies,
doing movies.
yeah.
But
And the Rat Pack. You know Rat Pack?
Rat Pack?
Rat Pack,
Oh,
yes,
Rat-
please.
Sean Penn in Mystic River.
That's what Katie looked like when I saw her in the morgue. Like they put her in a bag and then they beat the bag with pikes. My daughter was murdered. They put a gun to her. As we stand here, she's on an autopsy slab getting cut open by scalpels and chest spreaders, and you're talking to me about domestic responsibility. Good to see you, Theo.
And the Oscar goes to Sean Penn, Mystic River.
This is the first Academy Award and 4th nomination for Sean Penn. He was previously nominated for his leading performances in I Am Sam, Sweet and Low Down, and Dead Man Walking.
Thank you. If there's one thing that actors know, other than that there weren't any WMDs, it's that there is no such thing as best in acting, and that's proven by these great actors that I was nominated with, as well as the Giamattis, Cages, Downey Jr.'s, Nicholsons, etc., that were not nominated. We know how great all of you were. My daughter Dylan and son Hopper find it presumptuous and embarrassing to write a speech, and so I'm going to give it a go without. God, I really thank Clint Eastwood, professionally and humanly, for coming into my life. The great, great cast that I had to work with, my friends. Where do you go? Dennis Lehane, Brian Helgeland, Ma, Dad, and Robin, for being an undying emotional inspiration on this roller coaster I'm learning to enjoy. Thank you all very much.
Bill, don't go. Bill, don't go. No, it's okay. We love you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Steven Spielberg.
There's a reason they save Best Motion Picture for last. It's the sum of all the ingredients, the end of a journey that always starts with a dream. And this year, those dreams were prompted by the J.R.R. Tolkien Lord of the Rings trilogy, by Patrick O'Brien's massive Aubrey Maturin novels, Laurie Hildenbrand's tribute to a fabled racehorse, Dennis Lehane's tautly written crime drama, and in a moment when two disaffected characters meet in a foreign landscape. These then are the nominees for Best Motion Picture. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Barry M. Osborne, Peter Jackson, and Fran Walsh, producers. Lost in Translation, Ross Katz and Sofia Coppola, producers. Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, Samuel Goldwyn Jr., Peter Weir, and Duncan Henderson, producers. Mystic River, Robert Lorenz, Judy C. Hoyt, and Clint Eastwood, producers. Seabiscuit, Kathleen Kennedy, Frank Marshall, and Gary Ross, producers. And the Oscar goes to... It's a clean sweep. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, Barry M. Osborne, Peter Jackson, and Fran Walsh, producers.
This is the 11th Academy Award win tonight for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, tying the record for most wins with the films Titanic and Ben-Hur.
Down the end there. So I'm just waiting for Fran to get her Oscar. There we go. Oh, this is just unbelievable, and I'm so honoured, touched, and relieved that the Academy and the members of the Academy that have supported us have seen past the trolls and the wizards and the hobbits and are recognising fantasy this year. Fantasy is an F word that hopefully the 5-second delay won't do anything with. I just want to say a very few quick words, especially to the people of New Zealand and the government of New Zealand and the city councils and everybody who's supported us the length and breadth of the country. Billy Crystal's welcome to come and make a film in New Zealand anytime he wants. A special thanks to Peter Nelson and Ken Cammons, who were with me right from the days of Bad Taste and Meet the Feebles, which were wisely overlooked by the Academy at that time. And I especially want to pay tribute to our wonderful producer, Barry Osborne, and I'd please like him to say a few words.
It's a great honor to be here. I started out in the business 35 years ago getting people coffee. And I wonder if the fact that I dated Billy Crystal's cousin so many years ago has anything to do with this. I don't know. But It is really a great pleasure to be in such great company. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. To be nominated with these four other great films, and after these many years, to receive this award is really a thrill for all of us, and we all thank the Academy. It's really a tribute to the talents of all the people, both in front of the camera and behind the camera, that we win this award. I want to thank, in particular, my partner Carol, my beautiful daughter Danielle, and my 87-year-old dad, who's out there in the back somewhere, here to celebrate this with us. I want to thank also J.R.R. Tolkien and also the fans that supported us on this journey. And of course, Bob Shea and Michael Lynn, whose courageous venture allowed us to make this film, and their support throughout the journey. And Mark Ordesky, who worked alongside of us throughout and became a great great friend, sorry. And of course to Peter Jackson, who was never satisfied with 100%, but by his example of pushing for 110%, he inspired all of us to do our utmost to make these films and bring them to the screen. And finally, to Weta, who is in Chicago, in Wellington, New Zealand, and to the production team who are in the Port Nicholson Yacht Club. It's time to celebrate.
Are we related?
I don't think so.
Oh, we're not related. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to thank the people of Long Island while we're thanking people. I've had a great time tonight. It's been a great year for the movies, a wonderful night for all the nominees, I hope. And remember, what happens at the Oscars stays at the Oscars, okay? So here are the winners of the 76th Annual Academy Awards, and good night, everybody.
Projection provided by DLP Technology from Texas Instruments, bringing spectacular pictures to theaters and homes around the world. You got to see DLP. For the 76th Annual Academy Awards, this is your announcer, Andy Geller. This Wednesday at 9/8 Central, ABC presents a world premiere television event that you won't want to miss. Welcome to Kingdom Hospital, a place where the dead don't rest, where the past and the present are about to collide, where a mystery will come alive before your very eyes. Don't miss Stephen King's Kingdom Hospital, premiering this Wednesday at 9/8 Central on ABC. All members of the Academy who are eligible are invited to vote their nominations for the best film. In most other categories, the nominations are decided by a vote of the members working in that specific category. Then the entire membership chooses from those nominations the recipients of the Academy Awards. In the documentary, short film, and foreign film categories, only those members who attend special screenings may vote. And finally, the results of all the secret voting are known only to the independent accounting firm of PricewaterhouseCoopers until the sealed envelopes are opened on the air.